Hi, this is Mitchell Black. I'm the founder and head coach at StrongSide, and today I want to talk to you about how to become a fat burner. And I think this is really important because so many people have different goals of becoming different fat burners, whether that's a fat burner to lose weight or whether that's a fat burner to run a marathon efficiently. And no matter what your goals are, fat's going to be your most efficient fuel source. Whether you want to lose weight, obviously you need to burn fat in order to lose fat. If you want to run a marathon, well then fat is going to get you over twice as much energy per gram than carbs or protein. So fat is very beneficial for you to burn in MRF or any longer WOD. It's going to be better. So most of the time you're going to want to burn fat, but we can't always just walk into the gym or the box and just check a box and say, okay, hey brain, start burning fat. Because even though you might want to, your brain and your body operate differently. So today we're going to talk about how to get your body to burn fat and some tricks that you can use to get your body to burn fat rather than just mentally saying, hey, burn fat, and it doesn't work. So number one, what are we not going to talk about? We're not going to talk about anything like a thermogenic, like a fat burner that falsely raises your metabolism. We're not going to talk about eating the wrong types of foods. I know I post a lot about nutrition. We're not going to talk about any natural supplements like a green tea or anything else that could elevate your fat. And we're not going to talk about maybe even eating the right types of food. You know, the theories out there like I'm going to eat spicy foods, they elevate my metabolism 5 to 10%. We're not going to talk about anything like that. What we're going to talk about is straight exercise. So you're most likely exercising if you're watching this video, and how do I exercise to elevate my fat metabolism? And the thing that we're going to talk about is EPOC. And EPOC is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. So what in the world does that mean, and why should you even care about that? Well, it's oxygen consumed to bring physiological variables to resting level. And the variable that we're going to talk about is fat. So how do we get this variable of fat to operate functionally, in our sense, weight loss, at a resting level? How do we increase the production of that? Well, we need to look at how EPOC works. And the first thing we're going to talk about is long, slow distance cardio, or LSD. Not the drug, talking about cardio, so don't go there. So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to go into oxygen debt anytime that you exercise. I don't care what you're doing. You can do CrossFit, Zumba, P90X, doesn't matter. You're going to get out of breath, and that's called oxygen debt. You're going to borrow oxygen from your body, and then at some point you're going to rest, whether that's you're on a long run and you run downhill, you go and get water in the middle of the workout, whatever that is, you're going to rest. And then you're going to exercise again, so you're going to do that green bar up there, the oxygen consumption, and you're going to repeat that cycle a few times until you stop exercising. So at some point you're going to stop exercising, and then you're going to recover. And what we're going to look at is that purple slope where it says EPOC. The top of that slope is my metabolism is very high and I'm burning a lot of fat. And the bottom of that slope is my metabolism is back to normal. I'm not burning a whole lot of fat. And we want to increase how long it takes for you to go from the top of the slope to the bottom of the slope. We want to increase how long you can be a fat burner and how long you can hang on to burning fat for energy. Well, you do LSD, or long slow distance cardio, and you're only going to have a fat metabolism for about 2 to 3 hours when you're done, which means that you can go run for 2 hours, 30 minutes, a marathon, whatever, and you're going to burn a lot of calories during the time that you're exercising and a lot of fat calories while you're exercising, but when you're done, only about 2 to 3 hours after will you have a heightened metabolism. But then what we can look at is we can look at HIIT training, or high intensity interval training. And we can define this as getting out of breath and recovering. You can do that with anything. CrossFit, you can do it with Zumba, anything where you're getting out of breath and then coming back down. I don't want to limit your scope to say that you should only do CrossFit, regardless of my opinions on it. But I don't want you to think that you have to limit yourself to one thing in order to get this. So the first thing you're going to do in high intensity interval training is you're going to get out of breath. So let's say you're doing Fran, you're going to get out of breath real quick, right? And then you're going to need a break, so you're going to come back down. And then when you feel ready, you're probably going to go again, and you're going to repeat that cycle. So you're going to go up and then down, whether you're doing Fran, running stairs, doing some track work, whatever that is, you're going to get extremely out of breath where you're huffing and puffing and just hanging on, and then you're going to fully recover. And then you're going to go back up, and then you're going to fully recover, so on and so forth. Whether you do that one time or whether you do it 10 times, that's going to be high intensity interval training. then you're going to stop exercising at some point. You're going to stop that. You're going to stop Fran. You're going to stop your stair running. You're going to stop your sprint intervals, and you're going to recover. All right. Well, what we're looking for again is if the top of that purple slope is I'm using the most fat, and the bottom of that purple slope is I'm using the least fat, how long can I prolong that slope? Well, when you're done, you're going to burn more fat for 36 to 72 hours after the workout. That's 2.5 to 3 days after the workout. So what that means is you're not going to, first off, note that you're not going to burn any fat when you're performing the high intensity interval training. So when you're doing Fran, you're not burning any fat. When you're doing sprints, you're not burning any fat. When you're running stairs, you're not burning any fat. When you're doing circuit training, you're not burning any fat. And that's okay, because you're only doing Fran for 5 to 15 minutes. You're only sprinting for 20 minutes. You're only doing a little bit. You're not doing the hours worth. But what you're going to look at is when you're done, your metabolism is going to be much higher for much longer. So it's not how much fat you burn in that 1 hour, it's how much fat you burn in the other 23 hours. And just from this simple analysis here, you can see that you're going to burn way more fat doing high intensity interval training after the workout than you are doing a long slow distance run. That's why you have a lot more overweight people that run long distances than you do sprinters. You don't really have a whole lot of overweight sprinters. So burning fat post-exercise. You see a lot of members at StrongSide do this, and we try to take advantage of it to make sure you burn the most fat. So, you're going to do your whole high-intensity interval training on this graph, and then you're going to stop exercising. And then look at this gray line. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to take that purple slope of up top, I'm burning the most fat, and down low, I'm burning the least fat, and we're trying to raise it up. We're trying to raise that ceiling so you get a slow, gradual drop in how much fat you're burning. We want to slowly come down like that gray line shows. And we're going to be able to do that through when you're done with your high intensity interval training. You finish Fran, you finish your sprints, you finish your stair run, whatever. If you can go do a moderate to low intensity cardio session for 10 to 25 minutes, when you're done, you're going to burn a significant amount of fat during that time and aid the amount of fat that you can burn post-workout. You can walk, you can run, you can do whatever intensity is relative to you, but it can't be maximum exertion. So you can't do sprints and then go run a 6-minute mile when you're done. It needs to be a slow recovery session. Like you go do Fran, you do Grace, you do your local boxes WOD, and then when you're done, you might fully recover, kind of hang out 10, 15 minutes, and maybe even 20 minutes, that's fine. And then most of our members go run a mile really easily. I'm not saying you have to run a mile, you can run half a mile, but whatever that is, at a pretty easy pace for you. And then a lot of people will say, why run? Well, running has the highest percent burnage of fat than any other activity, which means that if you burn 5 calories a minute from running, you'll most likely burn 3.5 or 4 of those from fat. Versus cycling doesn't have a very high fat burning percentage. You could ride a bike, burn 5 calories a minute, and burn 1 from fat. I'm not saying cycling's bad, I'm just saying for what we're talking about. And rowing and swimming and stuff, and they're all kind of different, but fat has the highest percent burnage of fat when you're done, meaning you're burning more calories from fat than anything else. I do want to just say that it's not the end-all be-all. I'm not saying that this is what's going to make you lose 50 pounds. It might really help, but this is how you use EPOC, or the ability to use oxygen when you're done with a workout, to your advantage, so you can exercise really hard to get the benefits of EPOC, of a 36 to 72 hour fat metabolism that's at a higher percentage than normal, and then tap into that fat metabolism with a low intensity run. The last thing I want you to do, regardless of your fitness program, is work really hard for no results and run 5 miles a day and not look any different, or bust your butt in the gym and not lose a single pound. I want you to be smarter with your workouts and kind of understand how you can manipulate the system to better work for you. So again, I'm Mitchell, the founder and head coach of StrongSide. I can be reached in my email below, or Facebook, or blog. Feel free to reach out with me with any questions, and like and share the video. Thank you.